But the fight wasn't over. You know, I was still thinking. I was like, man, I was trying to figure out why did Julie get into witchcraft? Like, what? I used to ask her the question, what compelled you to get into it? She was like, she never knew how. You know, she would tell me that. She never knew. She never knew. She said she just got into it. Right. I believed her, but I didn't. I was like, it's something else. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had thoughts that her mother, it had to been through her. I could never prove it. I could never pinpoint it. You know, I'm like, she had to get it from somebody. It's close to her. It was in my mind. Her mother. This always was in my mind. And this is a true story. I'm just telling y'all the truth, man. I can't sugarcoat. I can only tell you the truth. You know, so we ended up losing the hard times here. We started losing. I thought everything was going to go smooth once I gave my life to Christ. I lost the house. Had to relocate. You know, moved to another house. I'm still having the same fight going on. I'm still fighting against the devil. You know, I'm reading. I'm still fighting against the devil. I'm still fighting against the works of art. But me and Julie's relationship was on point, you know, but it's still something there lingering. The witchcraft books were gone. There's still something there lingering. It's like I couldn't figure out what it was. You know, I remember one day I walked out to my front yard and I saw a voodoo doll there laying in my porch, laying in my driveway. I'm like, where did this come from? And she was like, I don't know. You know, I'm like, man, whatever. You know, end up losing that house. That house was just crumbling. You know? So we left that house and moved to another house. My son's been born. You know, he was born before we left the other house and all that. You know, things were going. We got married because I was trying to live right by God. I was like, I got to get married. I can't be shacking up. The spirit started telling me I can't be shacking up. I can't. You got to marry her. You know what I'm saying? So I got married, and we were married. I remember the day. I forgot this part of the story. I remember when we was trying to get married, man. Like everything, all hell broke loose. Like all we had to do is go to the courthouse, man. We went to the courthouse. She left her Social Security card and everything at the house. I'm like, man, go get it. You know what I'm saying? So she went back and got it. Kind of like I feel like I forced her because my belief, my growth was like I got to do right. You know, I didn't care that she was a witch. You know, but during this time period, she had stopped. You understand? And I didn't care. You know, I was like, I got to do right by the Lord. So I married her. You know, and things got kind of worse after that. No, they got good for a while, then they got bad. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I still have doubts of cheating and adultery and all this kind of stuff in my head. You understand? And we was at another house and we moved in with someone. You understand? We were staying in their basement and found out Julie was pregnant again right before that. Before we moved to that house, and we had moved with a house with her brother, and she was pregnant, and that's, oh Lord have mercy. This is, maybe I'm fast forwarding and jumping around, but I'm trying to be as close as I can. But I remember she lost the child. I remember I was at work, and this is another part of the story, and she was about 8 months, man, like 7, like close to delivery time right now. I remember I get the call at work that Julie is in the hospital. She's losing her baby. You know, so I go up there, I'm sitting there, man, and I'm praying and I'm praying and I'm praying and I'm praying. And I'm asking the Lord to save her, the Lord to save her. I was like, even if you have to take the child, I like, keep her here. You know, I prayed and I prayed. And I remember about in the midnight hours, the late hours, she started having pain. She wake up in pain. I was like, it's gonna happen. I prayed that the Lord would keep her. And I looked at the clock and the clock started, the nurse came in. I looked at the clock started spinning around. Like, I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I looked at the nurse. I was like, you see the clock? She's like, I said, is that normal? She was like, no. You know what I'm saying? And then it was over. The baby came out, stillborn. One of the worst moments in my life, you know what I'm saying? I think it did something to Julie and it did something to me. You know, it's like after that she was never the same after we lost Max. And, you know, we going through here. But the thing is, we was in the house. We was in another house this time, you know. I'm working again. Everything's going pretty smooth. No, I wasn't working. I was working at first and I lost my job. And I'm trying to focus on making music, but I wasn't making gospel music again. I was still on the fence back and forth. I'm talking about God, but I'm still talking about the world. And things. I'm thinking things gonna get better because I gave my life to God. Lord, you gonna fix this? Trying to keep my faith. And I remember we was at this house, and I remember Julie was going places and without me, and I was at the house with the kids, and she was going to see her aunt, and back and forth, back and forth. And then I remember one morning, she said she had to go see her, go to the hospital with her aunt. You know what I'm saying? And something woke me up. It was like, get up. So I get up, and I go to the front porch. I don't see Julie nowhere. I see her around the corner. She has her bags packed, and she's sitting at a neighbor's house. I'm like, what the hell? This is odd. Why are you at your neighbor's house? You understand? So I called her to me, and she was walking to me. She was scared. You know what I'm saying? I remember like it was yesterday. And I'm like, what's going on? Why are you over there? I was making up some kind of excuse or whatever. So I snatched the phone from her, and I grabbed it, and I didn't look at it. She was like really hesitant about getting that phone back. And I was like, no, I ain't giving you your phone back. And we argued, we fussing and fighting. And then the police got called. I was like, well, I'm finna go, man. So I started walking with the phone, and then I picked the phone up, and I see that she was planning to meet up with someone else. And that did something to me, Well, if I'm gonna tell the story, tell the truth. I found out she was cheating on me before, but I forgave her. I was mad, but I forgave her because I think that's the Christian thing to do, to forgive. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to work through it. I was in the worst pain of my life. I'm like, man, I'm Christian. Why am I going through this hell? You understand? And one of my worst fears happened. But anyway, let's fast forward. So I'm walking down the street with the phone, and I'm looking through it, and I see the conversation between her and another man. And I turn around. I don't know if it was the God or the devil, but something told me to go back. And I went back, and we started fighting about it. I'm like, really? Man. And I was mad, and before I knew it, like we had a little tussle, a little fighting over. She was hitting me a few times. I didn't do nothing. And next thing you know, my hands were around her neck. I was choking her. And I let her go. And I was just so mad. I know I didn't want to kill her. I just wanted her to feel my pain, my anger. The police had already been called, so I knew I'm fucked. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit. But I walk away. She's still mad. I still ain't give her the phone, but she still wanted the phone, and she caught her breath, and I choked her again. And this last time I let her go, and when I let her go, the door opened. And it was raining this day. It was dark. The door opened, and the light illuminated the whole house. It's like this cop was an angel. And he grabbed me. But he didn't grab me harshly or like throw me to the ground or anything like that. He grabbed me. He walked me to the police car. No handcuffs or nothing. I felt like a weight was lifted. And I sat in the police car, and she was talking to the police. She was like, telling me to give me my phone. And I remember I was like, the police cop went to me like, you want to give her a phone? I said, no, I'm taking this with me. So I took the phone, and I went to jail for domestic violence. Only time in my life I went to jail, and I called my family members, let them know what's up. My brother came to get me like the next night or the night before, but somehow happened. They said Houston said he wasn't going nowhere. That was the judge, the people told them. That's kind of unheard of when somebody come to get you up and they didn't pick you up. So I finally got in touch with my sister. She said, I'm gonna come pick you up. I told her when they were gonna let me out tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? But I couldn't go back home. They said, you can't go back there. It's a domestic dispute. But so I get out, and I was like, I come back to the house, and I meet her mom met me there. And her mom was like, everything's gonna be okay. This is over. Basically, like, y'all relationship is over. It's over. But it wasn't mean. Like, it was like sinister. I'm just being real. It was sinister. That's what I got. like it's over. You know, and all my clothes was on the bed. I saw my son and my daughter. They they had my bags packed. The bondsman took me back to the house to get my clothes, and my sister was going to meet me at a gas station. So I got them to drop me off at the gas station. I'm sitting there with all my bags packed, and from my house, I lost my house. I lost my family. Worst moment of my life since I've been alive. You know what I'm saying? I done lost a dad a few years before that. You know what I'm saying? But this moment right here, I'll never forget it. You know. But I remember sitting there and the Lord communing with me. I'm telling y'all the truth now. I don't tell too many people this story. He said, everybody who played their part and your marriage falling, they getting what's coming to them. I don't know, he talked to me for hours because I had to wait at least, my sister was coming from somewhere else. So I had to wait. I just sitting there for hours on my clothes, and God was just talking to me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I can't believe this is happening. I'm losing what I've wanted my whole life. A marriage, kids. So I go to Huntsville. Bam. I'm up there, man. I'm praying for my family to get back right. Lord, give my family back. She's cheating. She done moved on. She's dating a new person. I'm begging. I'm pleading. I'm reading. Doing this. Next thing you know, I get to serve divorce papers in Huntsville. I'm like, holy crap. This is happening. I'm finna get a fucking divorce. You know? I'm trying to get my mind off things. I'm going to strip clubs. Nothing. And then I went in the strip club. I'm ministering in the strip club. Trying to tell this girl she need to be doing this. Fast forward, one of my cousins passed. We rushed down there. And I go to my brother's house. And all this time, my sister's trying to get me to move to Indiana. And I just wouldn't go. I didn't want to go. You know, but the door opened for me to go stay with my brother. And so I packed my bags up from Huntsville, moved back to Mobile, Theodore, Alabama. No family, still depressed, but during this time period, my mind had got clear. I wasn't having racing thoughts and stuff anymore as much as I used to. You understand? God cleared it up. I didn't take no medication. I didn't go to a crazy house or nothing like that. It just went away. I had clear mind. And I stayed in the Word. I stayed reading everywhere I went. One thing that stayed with me was a Bible. No matter where I went, I kept that Bible with me. It was so ragged. I don't have the Bible anymore. Let's fast forward. That's part of the story later on. But you know, I never did stop loving Julie. I tried. I tried everything. I was worried about my kids. I remember I was worried so bad about my kids. The Lord sat me down one day and was like, hey, I got them. Don't worry no more. I stopped worried about them. I couldn't provide for them. I couldn't send money to them. I felt like a deadbeat dad. Couldn't find work. All hell breaking loose, man. Finally met a woman. Started dating. I ain't gonna lie to you. Julie's still there. She's still in the back of my head. I'm still praying for her. Not in regards to trying to get back together, but I'm trying to make this work with the one I'm with. But all hell break loose then. You know what I'm saying? That relationship was horrible. You know, didn't go as planned. Got kicked out of about 4 hotels. Was doing good. Had a job. Finally got a job. Doing good. Get kicked out of the hotel with my kids. Get kicked out of another hotel. Then I guess end up staying with my niece with my kids. And then I was staying there for a while, and Julie moves to Perdido. You know, and it was kind of perfect because during this time period, my I couldn't stay with my niece no more because they can't have nobody else on their lease. So I had to go back and stay with my brother. You know, and I stayed with my brother, and she come get the kids, and they take them to Perdido. And she gave me a call. She was like, "I can't be here." You know, me and my brother arguing. So I'm like, I'm broke. I'm not really working this time. I went through a whole downward spiral. I got a job, but I'm not. It's not constant. It's the same job I work at right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not constant. And she was like, I got to get back to Alexander City. I'm like, don't worry, God will make a way. But I just told this story to my kids so many times when I was going through hotel to hotel. He always made a way. I like, God will make a way. You know what I'm saying? But she had fallen back to the pagan ways. I don't believe in that. You know, she says that all the time. I don't believe in God. That's your God. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. All right, God will make a way. So I get a call, a cash truck. That means like I'm a moving industry. You get a cash truck, you go help somebody, and they pay you. So 20,000 pounds, big house. So I go do the job. The job pays automatic 200. So I get to the job. Not only did I get $200, I get a $200 tip, $400 in one day. I'm like, wow, amazing. I come back, hey, we got a way to get you back. So I asked my nephew, I bring her and my kids back to Alexander City. They staying with their friends. Wow, amazing, ain't it? God's still there in the details. You understand? It's like no matter how much I try to branch away from this woman, I always tend to draw right back to her, especially if she needs help. She's the mother of my kids. I can't stop. You understand? I still have feelings for her. I still love her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's never left. Just being real. So after that, things start moving fast. I start working more. I start getting, my boss gives me a car to drive back and forth to work. I'm like, wow, why is this happening? Then I met, it was my birthday, I remember, 2016, 17, 18. I go to the club and I meet Michelle. My birthday on May 17th, her birthday on the 18th. We meet around our birthday and bam, we hit it off. Only this got to be God. It's got to be God. I was trying to look for a new spot to move out, and then I ended up moving from my brother's house. We got into a little argument, and I said, I'm gone. And I just happened to meet Michelle, and she got a little shack. I was like, man, I've been praying to try to find a spot, and then I found a spot and a woman. And then when I met Michelle, she's talking about God. I'm like, whoa, this is what I've been waiting for. This is the wife I've been praying for. This is the virtuous woman I've been praying for my whole life. She's here. I get with her. I'm like, we got to get married. We moving to the shack. Things are going good. I'm getting to work, I'm telling her things. Hey, we had a trailer next to it. We was in a little real shack. There was a trailer next to it. The people moved out. And I was like, God's going to give us that trailer. Guess what? We moved into it in December. But I engaged to her. I proposed to her at my cousin's house. And in my mind, Julie's still there. I can't lie no more. And I never really lied. I was trying my best to make my marriage work. Trying my best. Things going good. We had a few fights here and there, but it was nothing major. She's met my kids. My kids love her. They're doing good. God's still shining on us. Constantly shining. We're in a new house. Moved in, no down payment, nothing. God's still on us. We got engaged during that first year because I don't want to shack up. I want a wife. You understand? That's what I want. Let me pause and I will continue.